I'm happy to say that we're not in the beta versus VHS days where it comes to telepresence. All of these systems that exist now are pretty much based on the same set of standards. They do them a little bit differently. A Cisco telepresence system is kind of tied into the Cisco Call Manager VoIP world, and it uses SIP trunking to do that control of the video connections. The Polycom systems use they're still using the same standards, but they don't use the Cisco Call Manager. There are some subtleties to this, so yes, these things can work together a little bit. But for the most part, we're talking the same language, different dialects with these telepresence systems. So interoperability is not so easy just yet, but it's getting there. So taking a Cisco telepresence system to another Cisco or a Polycom to a Polycom works fine, no problems. Even connecting an immersive telepresence room to a personal telepresence. Hyung had a video of or a slide of a 3-screen telepresence room with a couple people sitting in front of it, but each screen had a different endpoint on it. And that's kind of how this works. You might have 2 screens to be the view of the other immersive telepresence room, and 1 screen be everybody else who's coming in. Maybe it's personal telepresence, maybe it's a laptop, who knows. So this works pretty well today. This represents an old legacy H.323 video conferencing system. These kind of connections work, but it basically turns your immersive telepresence room into an old school H.323 video conferencing system, which can get the job done, but it takes away from those telepresence values when that kind of connection is made. But we still have to be able to operate in this world where there are a horde of different kinds of systems, and they all got to talk to each other, even Skype. So, when we want to make these guys all talk together, the term multi-way control unit, MCU, bridge, terms probably familiar to most of you. In the audio conferencing world, you've heard of an audio bridge. It's just what allows more than 2 parties to be able to talk, and in this case, see each other. In the world of video conferencing, the past 15, 20 years or so, there have been a number of different manufacturers making these MCUs. But today, this is a little bit more tricky. Still, the manufacturers have come to the table, and they're making it possible to have something here that'll allow legacy systems, personal telepresence, immersive telepresence, mobile telepresence. I'm not even sure if that's a term that people have coined, but that's what I'm calling it. To make all of them talk together. Out of the Cisco world, Cisco came up with TIP, Telepresence Interoperability Protocol, and it's being adopted as pretty much a de facto standard now for allowing these disparate systems to talk to each other. Cisco came up with it. The rest of these guys and some others are buying into it. And right now, and I have another slide in a moment here. I think it's the next one. Yeah. These bridges, the Cisco, this used to be the Kodian bridge. Cisco bought them up. This Kodian Cisco MSE 8000, you can put in a blade that has the TIP protocol built into it. It understands it, and that'll work. That'll bridge the gap between those disparate systems. The RadVision Scopia Elite also does that. I honestly don't know how well these guys, the implementation compares to each other, but I know at least from the marketing hype, they both do it. The Polycon RMX, that system, later on this year, they will also implement TIP in that bridge. Now, there are a couple slides on that later. The ways to make this stuff all happen. So here's just the picture. I put the Scopia bridge right there in the middle. It'll make that happen. Now, if you don't have the kind of organization that's going to invest in their own bridge, then you've got to find some other organization. Whether on the research and education side, you'll probably look to the I2 Commons. I've got a couple of screens of that coming up in a moment now. On the commercial side, you'll turn to Glowpoint, turn to the Tata networks, these service providers that have Video Network Operations Center. They'll be installing these same pieces of equipment and offering that service to Telepresence customers. Right now, it's not quite ready. The offerings are almost there. Almost there. So right now, you'd have to buy your own or be part of the research and educational world. This is coming, Clue, controlling multiple streams for telepresence. I believe this is being headed up by Polycom. I'm not certain. But this is kind of the next generation of TIP. It's another protocol to define when I've got these 5 different systems talking to each other, which screen is going to show which video? How are we going to show all the video on a little screen? It manages all of these things and allows you some user input onto how that's going to be laid out. But it covers all of these elements and a few more. So watch for that as you keep your eye on the world of telepresence. So, again, courtesy of Ben Feynman at Internet2, this was just on Thursday, this past Thursday, he gave a webinar about some of the work that they're doing at Internet2. They have actually taken the Cisco bridge, put it in service, and are now offering its bridging services for telepresence systems for members of the Internet2 Commons for a fee for sure. And they conduct, and I think it's starting actually next week, there's an Internet2 meeting going on somewhere on the East Coast. I can't remember where he said it is. But they're going to be doing some demonstrations of interoperability. And let me mention it one more time. Interoperability in the world of telepresence is the big thing today. This is the biggest technical challenge. To be able to keep those telepresence values as you connect a bunch of different sites together. So they did a demonstration. These are just some shots from that of this interoperability. Here we've got a Cisco system, and we've got 3 different individuals on the 3 different screens and some computer graphics data on the monitor down there. So this is what you would see in this demo sitting in the Cisco telepresence room. From the other perspectives, this was one of those individual screens. You can see down here across the bottom is a little kind of film strip showing the different video views. And one of these right in the middle shows a kind of a wide, 3 image wide strip that's that immersive telepresence room. And as the different individuals in the different rooms speak, the video switches around into the main window. Here it's showing the speaker. That was a Polycom HDX system. So this is old school, just straight up H323 video conferencing, something that you wouldn't necessarily call telepresence. But it's in there. The Cisco Movi, desktop video conferencing, desktop telepresence client. Here you can see a little bit more clearly. There's the wide view of that immersive telepresence room and then the other participants here. And it's working just fine. And lastly, the video desktop. Down here is the computer graphic sharing window. And you can see outlined here, these are the guys that are talking now, and their video appears up there. So this is the offering that Internet2 Commons is making. They're calling it the Cisco Telepresence Gateway that I mentioned a moment ago. So they support the single-to-single connections, triple-to-single, triple-to-triple. And this is all, right now this is all Cisco-based. The TIP protocol does also allow the other manufacturer's equipment in, but this is very Cisco-based. So for an annual subscription, they will provide you with some number of ports based on the resolution and number of seats that you're using. They have unlimited use rooms and schedulable rooms, And look for this similar kind of scenario, I would think, to come from in the commercial sector as well. I think this is a good model, and time will tell how the commercial sector makes their offering. So, again, for non-research and education, this is what I've been saying. Video Network Operations Center of the various commercial entities, these will be coming soon. And then you can, of course, deploy those same bridges within your own environment with your own technical staff. So that brings me to near to the end of my presentation. I have some cards and other information on the back about my cards, my business, my company there, and be sure to grab one if you'd like. One other thing, if you would like, go to my website, register there, and complete the user survey, and use the code. I think that's my next slide. Yeah, special gift. Sorry about that. Use the code NAB2011 to receive a couple free hours of consulting. We can do it over the phone. If you're in Chicago, I'll come over to your office. We can do it over video. But take advantage. If you just want a second opinion, you've got a technical issue going on, want a second opinion, maybe you're considering a new installation or augmenting your existing installation, or if you just want to commiserate about what's going on in your organization. I've seen a lot, and I'd love to hear more stories. Now, I mentioned on the first slide, I'm a lecturer and consultant. I love teaching, and I love to make sure that people that I'm speaking with actually learn something in my presentation. Now, I can't tell. I see lots of different expressions on your faces running the gamut. I think somebody may have learned something, but I want to be sure. So, I want to teach you a small phrase, and I'm going to hear you repeat this to me, and I will know that you learned something today. This is pronounced, this is Greek to you, it's Greek to me, it's Greek to everyone. Ti simveni sto Vegas, meni sto Vegas. You have an idea what that might mean? I probably don't have to say it. So here's how it's pronounced. Ti simveni, sto Vegas, meni sto Vegas. All together now. Ti simveni sto Vegas, meni sto Vegas. Thank you very much.